What if the very wisdom and intelligence that you've been relying on is exactly what is blocking your manifestation? In this video, I'll reveal why logic and human reasoning must be destroyed so the true power of I am can arise. So guys, if you're tired of overthinking and you're still not seeing the results, this message is going to set you free. Welcome everyone to The Secret of Oneness. I know that you all know me because we are one. For those of you who are new here, I teach manifestation through identity using the scriptures as the foundation. And yes, I'm giving love to my Michigan Wolverines who won the national championship last night in basketball. So go blue. All right, let's start off with a quote from Neville Goddard here. I have the wisdom of man is foolishness with God. Human logic is the greatest enemy of the spiritual man. When you rely upon human wisdom and understanding, you are building on sand. But when you drop the reasoning mind and stand in the feeling or the knowing of I am, then the impossible becomes possible. So that was a Neville Goddard, that was adapted from his teachings on imagination versus human reasoning. So guys and gals, viewers around the world, most of you are struggling with the how. When? Is it possible? What do I need to do? Is this technique the correct technique? How long do I need to visualize? I get all these questions. And so I'm going to touch on a scripture here and I'm going to break it down. But I first want to remind you in Galatians 6:14, it says something to the effect that the world has been crucified to me and I have been crucified to the world, which means everything is dead. Everything is temporary. None of it's true. None of it's real, right? Everything is considered dead and temporary until you bring it to life with your I am. So let me just talk about that for a quick second. People will say, I want to be married to this person, but there's an SP involved. Well, you just brought that to life. Well, I'd like to buy this car or get out of my apartment and buy a home, but I don't have enough money. I don't know how to get the money. Well, you've just brought that to life. You've just brought that scenario to life. You are revealing that as a truth and a fact in your life. You're saying, well, I went to the doctor and they gave me some negative information about a diagnosis. Well, now you're bringing that to life. So I want to walk you through this. This is extremely powerful. And I know a lot of people have read this in the Bible if you've been in church at all in your life or you've heard the scripture before. But I want to get into it a little deeper to really explain what's really happening and why it needs to happen if you're asking the questions. 1 Corinthians 1:19. In the NASB it says, for it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and the understanding of those who have understanding I will confound. Now in the Greek, it's written, it has been written for, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and the intelligence of the intelligent I will frustrate. So it's saying here that God is going to destroy the wisdom of those who think they're smart. You think you're saying, oh, well, the scientist said this and the scientist said that and the doctor says this. He's going to destroy that because he's going to show you that that's built on sand. That's not a foundation for you to stand on. It's only a fact that you've created, that you've solidified, and that you've brought it to life by saying, I am. Okay? So let's break this down a little bit. So the first thing I have here is it has been written in Greek 11:25. It's grapho, and it means figuratively to describe or write. And I'm going to touch on that in a little bit here, a little bit deeper of that. The next one here is in Greek is 6:22, and it's I will destroy. And it means violently, completely perish. It implies permanent, absolute destruction. To cancel out, remove, to die, with the implication of ruin and destruction. Caused to be lost, utterly perish by experiencing a miserable end. That's what it means when he says, I will destroy. Okay, the word wisdom here is 4678, and it's the word Sophia, and it's the root of the English term sophistication and philosophy. So literally, respectively, it's the art of using wisdom or clarity. When you get clear on something, you have wisdom, right? It's it's an expert, okay? And that's what the word wise means. That's 4680. It means skilled and expert. And the word wisdom, the root word is wise. So it's also, the word wise is also the root word for the word wisdom. So it's talking about a skilled or an expert. And remember, to be skilled in something is something that you've had to practice over and over and become an expert. That's why as you get older, you have wisdom, because you've lived through the years of certain experiences, and you are skilled at how to do something or how to handle a certain situation or circumstance from the physical perspective, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next word here is intelligence. In Greek, it's 4907, and it's the word Sunesis, and it's facts joined together for holistic understanding. It's synthesized reasoning that joins or implicate indirect truth for comprehension, characterized by the belief that the parts of something are interconnected and can be explained only by referencing the whole. So this requires you to see the whole picture. So like if you want to buy a house or you need a job, you got to have money down, good credit. That's all logic, right? So intelligence is built on facts that you take and you put it together and create this whole reasoning behind it to give you a comprehensive view of it. The word intelligent is the word sunetos, which is 4908 in Greek. And it's derived from 4920, which is to understand by synthesizing. Properly, it means personal understanding that results from correlating facts or concepts, as understanding works in keeping with one's own perspective. So the word origin here is 4920, and it's sunemiai, and it means together with, or put, or send. It means properly to put together, to join facts, ideas in a comprehensive, interlocking whole. Okay? So intelligence and intelligent really is basically about taking facts and putting them together and creating a picture. Okay? So those of you who say, I don't have enough money, you're looking at facts that you believe are logical facts, the bank account, the place I work, my income. You're looking at all of these facts that you have created based on your perception. Okay? Whatever's in your bank account could be wealth to somebody. To somebody else, it could mean they could be looking at it as they're poor. So you're taking a perspective of something, your bank account, looking at the numbers, looking at the income that you make at your job or whatever, and you're creating those as facts, and then those facts become a comprehensive perspective, and then you say, I'm broke, I can't afford a house, right? Or you say, I was on Instagram the other day and I saw my SP with the third party, and they were at some event and they looked well dressed and they looked nice and they looked happy together, and so I'm going to take that as a fact and assume that they must be happy together and I'm not even in the picture anymore. You're taking visuals, pictures, perspectives, and you're creating this entire facade based on your perspective. And that is your intelligence. That's what we're going to destroy here. Okay? I hope you get that. I hope you get what I'm talking about here, because you're taking all these bits and pieces and you're creating the picture. Okay? Stop it. It says here, I will frustrate. In Greek, it's 114. And it's to mean to cast off, despise, bring to naught, or reject. Literally, it means unplace, properly do away with, reject what is already laid down, to set aside, disregard as spurious, which is nullify and make void. So, take those things that you see and make them null and void. Bring them to naught, reject them. No, that's not true. I know I have this much money in the bank. I know I saw that picture of my SP, but it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing because I am the I am, and I already have all things. So what I see out here, according to Galatians 6 and 14, I'm dead to it and it's dead to me, so it doesn't exist. So I'm not going to shine my light on it, put my focus on it, and bring it to life. I'm going to remember who I am, okay? So what I have here, how I put this together, the scripture, if I rewrote it in a sense from my perspective, here's what I have. It was documented. Words were expressed and committed to the stone tablet as a record of fact. God, your higher self, your inner man, will violently, permanently, and absolute destruction to a miserable end your sophisticated philosophy and skilled clarity of the experts. The facts and concepts you've joined together using logic to understand the whole, I will despise, disregard as fake, nullify, and make void. That's what he's saying. He's saying that I'm going to take all those facts that you've put together and written down as true from your perspective, and I'm going to bring you as the I am, and I'm going to violently and permanently and absolutely destroy that thinking, that mindset, that miserable and sophisticated logic, that is supposed skilled clarity of the experts. As a doctor, a skilled expert and has clarity on the diagnosis, well, I'm going to bring that to naught. The facts and concepts that you have joined together, that the doctor has joined together, that you've taken as facts, the pictures you've looked at about your SP or your bank account that you said can't afford a house with that. Those facts and concepts that you've joined together using logic to understand the whole picture, I will despise, disregard as fake, nullify, and make void. I hope you get that. Now, I had AI take what I wrote and say, what do you think? Rewrite it and tell me a better way. And it says, these words were written as a living record, and the message still thunders today. Your own I am, your higher self, will bring violent, permanent destruction to the wisdom of the wise and the intelligence of the intelligent. Every logical system, every clever philosophy that you have built, you've built this, I will despise, nullify, and make completely void, so the true power and direct knowing of I am can rise. When you bring your logic to destruction, when you destroy it, when you despise it, when you nullify and make it void, you have no idea what you're talking about, brain. I see the picture, but doesn't mean a thing to me. When you bring all of those things that you're seeing, all of those circumstances, all those events that are taking place in front of you, if you take those and you make them null and void, so that the true power and the direct knowing of I am, it will arise. But as long as you're bringing other things to life and saying, no, that's true. No, I can't afford that. No, I am broke. My SP, he or she's engaged. They haven't been interested in me in years. It's done. When you bring those circumstances to naught, make them completely void. Void them out. They're fake. Despise them. And then the true power of the direct knowing that I am all things. I am the creator of my reality. That is what will arise. It will arise. Just you give life to that instead. So I have here how you view things and what you experience comes from your inner state. So what is your foundation? What is your foundation? What are you building your life on? Are you building it on logic? The intellect? Are you building it on sand? You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about building your foundation on sand. And when the waves and the wind blow, it blows the whole thing apart because there's no foundation. But when you stand upon a rock or you build the foundation upon a rock, something that's solid, the I am is solid. It's pure knowing. It's pure, absolute love, presence. It is the I am. It's all. So are you building your foundation on logic, things that can be shaken? Or are you resting in the I am? Are you trying to fix it, trying to do something, trying to make it happen, trying to do more sats, trying a different technique, scripting more, affirming 10,000 times? Or are you saying, it's all been done. It's all been taken care of. I'm just going to rest in the I am, knowing that it's all complete. So I have here at the end, I want to close out with, to remember this. The destruction of the wisdom of the wise is not punishment. It may feel like you're dying. It may feel like you are being crucified because you're trying so hard and it's so difficult and you're wearing yourself out. But it's your greatest liberation. God is removing the false foundation of logic and human reasoning so your true I am can arise. When the old carnal mind is frustrated and brought to nothing, manifestation becomes effortless. It just effortlessly flows when you open the gate. Drop the need to figure everything out. So if you're trying to fix it, figure it out. What do I do? What do I do? When you're looking to do something or trying something, or you're trying to fix something, you are in the I am not having. So you either have it or you do not have it. So if you're trying to obtain it, you are I do not have. So stand boldly in the simple knowing of I am and watch the impossible become your natural reality. It becomes natural. When you rest in the I am, it all becomes natural because you are the creator. Now live as one as you truly are.